prepare your voice.
Thank you for joining the show. As always, thank you for joining another special edition of the show. We are broadcasting live from the TWF studios the week after Halloween. And this is the show. This is the Wrestling Fans Podcast. I am your host, BangEm South, Jason Fastkade, and I am joined by my illustrious co-host, the best in the world today, the man Trent Williams. Trent, we got a lot to get to, man. I mean, a lot to get to. We had 3 outstanding shows. We have to talk about Hell in a Cell. WWE is thinking about giving us another show, and SummerSlam is only weeks away.
You mean Survivor Series?
Why do I keep messing that up? But yeah, man, Survivor Series is only weeks away. So Trent, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get into it, man. Let's start off with Hell in a Cell, man. Like I said, Hell in a Cell was this past Sunday, in addition to like a million other things that happened on Sunday. But it was the first time that we had a triple main event. It was the first time that I think that they had their so-called headlining acts, their main events, kind of be the main event for every hour.
Right.
But we got the 3 Hell in a Cell cage matches: Rusev versus Roman, basically JeriKO versus Seth. And then, surprisingly enough, but they kind of set it up to where you knew this was the last match. We had Sasha Banks, the boss, against the Queen, Charlotte Flair. So let me get your reaction, man. Likes, dislikes. Which Hell in a Cell match did you think was the best one?
Well, obviously I like the women's match the best. Really good match. It was crazy to see some of the stuff they did in there. You know, I keep thinking back to the times when they couldn't even get a 5-minute match on Raw, and now they're doing stuff like this. Really great match and a terrible finish.
Yeah, let's talk about the finish. If you were paying attention to the match, they took it old school, like they paid homage to The Undertaker and Mick Foley with they didn't go through the crowd, but the women went through the crowd. They had a spot where they put Sasha through a table and then she's almost stretchered off and then she comes back. I really like that stuff.
Yeah.
The action in the ring or inside the cage was good too. And they had a couple of spots that I don't think went all that great, but the next thing you know, the match is over.
Yeah.
So I still don't know what the finish was, or like the preceding spots before the finish.
Well, basically she was just ragdolling her on the table and throwing her on the table. Charlotte was throwing Sasha on the table, and you know, I guess she had worked on her back enough the rest of the match to where that weakened her enough to where when she finally hit the natural selection, it finished her off.
Yeah, that I had heard that maybe there were a couple of spots that they scrapped last minute just for safety purposes. But yeah, I heard she had hit her with natural selection, but I don't know, man. Maybe I was tying my shoe, but I didn't see it. And the next thing I know, it was over. And I was hoping that maybe Sasha had a concussion and she didn't kick out or something. I didn't know what the heck happened at the end of the match. It just looked a little bit suspicious with how they went off the air, you know?
Yeah, and they keep playing hot potato with this title, and the only thing I can figure out why they're doing this is they're wanting to get Charlotte to 16 title reigns like her daddy.
Wow. Jeez, wow. I never thought of that, but that would be a terrible way to do it.
I mean, there was no reason other than to do that for Charlotte to win this match.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Even when Rick did it, he didn't win it in 5 years. I mean, my gosh, she's going to win this thing. And I mean, she's going to beat the record or whatever record that they're trying to break. If it's the number 16, she'll do that in 5 years. I mean, just like they're playing hot potato with it now. I did not think that Charlotte needed to win. I thought this would it wouldn't kill that feud, but I thought they would just kind of move on. So now that she has the title back, I don't know what kind of legitimacy you give it, but we could possibly see another women's champion for Raw in January, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It looks like they're building up Bayley. Maybe we get another triple threat at WrestleMania this time with Bayley in it.
Yeah.
But
that's what we're leading to.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were going to do Sasha and Bayley, but then somebody on Twitter, I was talking to somebody on Twitter, and I said, yeah, but do you think they're going to leave Charlotte out of the match at WrestleMania? That's their, golden girl. I said, yeah, that's true. I said, it'll have to be another triple threat.
Yeah. I just think that you could have done that without flip-flopping the titles,
Yeah.
Okay, let's not just totally leave.
Oh, we also have to talk about Sasha's wardrobe by the end of the match.
Oh, what happened to her wardrobe by the end of the match?
Well, she had a wedgie like you would not believe.
Dude,
you might as well just have song on.
Yeah, I thought that. I saw the wedgie, but then
is that why you didn't see the finish? You were too concerned with that?
No, because I didn't think it was a wedgie. I thought it was like, okay, obviously it was a wedgie, obviously, and we're bringing wedgie into our show. But here's the thing. I was so stunned that she had a nice little rump. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I didn't even really pay attention to the wedgie part, but yeah. So that's that.
Yeah.
Nicely done, my friend. All right, so let's show some love to the other two matches.
Okay.
Rusev and Roman, A, B, or C?
Yeah, it was all right.
What about the finish where he spears him off of the steps?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like the chain that Rusev used to lock in the Accolade, which leads me to think we're going to have a Russian chain match eventually.
There you go. We could. We definitely could.
Although knowing WWE, it'll be the touch four corners crap. And we remember the last one they had of that. It was terrible.
What was the last one?
Wasn't it Cena and Rusev?
Oh, yeah. That was pretty bad. Okay, now, honestly, man, I like the women's match. I think the women's match was more of a show more than a match, just because a lot of the spots, especially when Charlotte went through, or quote unquote went through the table, that was trash.
Yeah.
Best.
We also forgot to mention their entrances.
Well, the Queen entrance was cool. We had seen the Sasha one before at Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I said, why couldn't they come up with something new for her?
Well, that's the thing. I think that since she was losing, I don't know, maybe you don't make her entrance so great. I went to sleep that night, and this is going to sound...
She had a great entrance to WrestleMania this year, and she lost.
Touche, my friend. I thought they could have brought out Brady or something. I thought she could have wore a Patriots jersey or a Celtics jersey or something. I mean, she played off of the Boston crowd. They were chanting her name, which was great. But we had seen that come out in a SUV entrance before, so I don't know, maybe Brady and Giselle could have drove her into the stadium. I don't know, man, but yeah, it was cool. I like the Queen one way more than I like the SUV one.
Yeah, and then she used that on Raw too. Charlotte did.
Yeah. It's it's a nice little gimmicky thing to play off the fact that she's the Queen, I guess. Who would be the king, by the way?
I have no clue.
I'm just trying to figure that out. I just thought I'd throw it out.
Well, there's a storyline for the future.
Right. Okay, man. Let's get to the Seth and JeriKO cage match. Dude, the fire extinguisher blowing up in the referee's face to get JeriKO into the cage. After that, I was hooked. I thought it was a great match after that, even though it was kind of a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
That was my favorite match of the night.
Oh, okay. I like the table spot they done on the outside with the powerbomb thing.
Yeah. I was just a fan that, like I said, since they had these kind of main events for every hour, I knew the main event or the last match was going to be overhyped. Like, you're going to wait so long. And with everything that they did, man, I was cringing, like, please don't kill yourself.
Right.
But the Seth and Kevin Owens match, that was pretty cool. I thought, like I said, that was the best match of the night.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So we are done with Hell in a Cell. Any other likes or dislikes for the show?
No, I think you scored batted 1,000 on it, and I missed one match.
Oh, I wasn't gonna mention that, Trent, but that's just.
I got the Enzo Cass versus Gallows and Anderson wrong.
Yeah. Did you see the spot where Brian Kendrick was trying to wrap TJ Perkins' ring tape around the ropes?
Yes.
And he couldn't do it, and it looked awful.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Oh, and did you see the after? I think it was like after talk or something.
No, I didn't watch it because I seen that there was going to be 4 hosts for it, and I thought that was overdue, so I didn't even care to watch it. That was overkill with 4 hosts.
Did you hear about the Brian Kendrick Booker T confrontation?
No.
Booker T goes at Brian Kendrick. Obviously, this is scripted, but he's like, "Yeah, you were washed up before. You were over the hill. I mean, just throwing it at him." And Brian's like, "Booker, I'm better than you on any day of the week," or something to that effect. And Booker kind of, he brushes it off, but he was like, "Yeah, you were over the hill. You were done. Do you really think that you have what it takes?" And then they just start throwing shots at each other, man. And Brian Kendrick just looks at him like, "I'm saying what they want me to say, and I'm trying not to get in trouble. And if I say what I want to say, I'll probably get kicked out. So I'm just going to leave." Like, he just looked at him like that and left. It was hilarious because you could tell it was obviously scripted, but it went totally left. And Booker just had nothing to say. It was hilarious. If you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it.
All right, and that's on the Raw post show.
No, this was on the after. What was the
Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, it was after Hell in a Cell after talk or something they called it.
Raw talk.
Raw talk. Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's original.
Right.
Well,
okay.
Well, compared to what you've seen on Talking Smack, is it better, worse, same?
No. Let's be honest. Good and well I didn't watch the whole thing.
Right.
Like the first clip was or like the first headline after it was Brian Kendrick walks off from Booker T confrontation. And when you look at it, you see Booker T just going at him, calling him washed up and over the hill and all this other stuff. And Brian's like, "Dude, I was better than you on any day of the week." And,
right.
Then it kind of escalates from there. I don't think it'll last long. I think it's kind of overdone, man. That after Smack Talk thing had a life of its own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they adding way too much stuff. I mean, my gosh, between this and the 205 Live and everything.
Well, let's talk about 205 Live now then, man. Like, what the heck is 205 Live? Why is it called 205 Live? Let's be honest.
Well, that's the cruiserweight weight limit. You have to be at least, you can't be over 205.
Okay.
You have to be under 205 or something like that.
Okay, and this isn't the area code.
Right.
I was just checking. And it's going to come on after NXT?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, after SmackDown.
So are they getting rid of the after Smack? What is Smack Talk after Smack?
No, they're going to show 205 and then they're going to do Talking Smack, which it should be the other way around.
Yeah. Or maybe have 205 Live before SmackDown.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah. Or you're basically saying that 205 Live is in the same arena?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they're going to do it there or if they're going to tape it on Raw because Raw already has the cruiserweights.
Oh, yeah. This is the cruiserweight show, but they actually come on Mondays.
Right.
Yeah, this doesn't make a lot of sense, man.
No.
My first thoughts were that they were going to have it after NXT. And, like I mentioned to you before, you get 3 hours on Monday, which is unbelievable. You get 2 on Tuesday. And if you go back to 2 hours on Wednesday, you kind of get used to at least having 2 hours every single day. And back when the CWC was going on, man, Wednesday was like a highlight,
Mm-hmm. But I'm actually glad for the next month or so they're not doing it on Wednesday because that would interfere with my Big Brother watching on Wednesday nights. That's when they do all their stuff on Big Brother.
But that is only online, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll get to Big Brother. We definitely got to get to Big Brother, man.
Definitely.
Cool.
Definitely.
All right. So, okay, we took care of 205 Live. We'll see what becomes of that. let's get into. Oh, dude, what did you do for Halloween?
I sat at home and I watched Raw and I watched Big Brother celebrate Halloween.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Since Halloween was on a Monday, as you pointed out, what did you do over the weekend?
Nothing.
No part.
You might not even put this in the show, but I'll tell you, I got a boring life. I don't do much. I sit at home most of the time.
No, it's not, dude. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But no, like in your neighborhood, in your community, did kids,
No.
annoy the hell out of you and knock on the door asking for candy?
I've been living for 27 years and I've never seen one trick-or-treater here.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We're like in like a sort of like a wooded section, like we're kind of like down in the hole sort of.
Okay.
And we don't really know our neighbors that good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got you. Well, yeah, man. Obviously, up here and anywhere that I went on, whether it was the weekend or Halloween, there was people dressed up and everything like that. We went to a bar up here in Concord Mills, Hot Shots, very attractive ladies, and like a million flat screens and stuff like that to watch the South Carolina football game and then the Clemson football game, which were kind of simultaneous. And they had a costume contest. There was a bunch, but there was a guy who came in as there was a guy and his girl who came in as like soap and loofah. So the guy was a box of Irish Spring. That was kind of cool. There was another person that came in as he was a douchebag. So he had a literal one. The best one that I thought was not the best one, but you had guys come in dressed up like Deadpool. You had guys come in dressed up like I guess either Captain Morgan or Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
But the best one I thought was there was this guy who came in with it's crazy to say. He had like around his neck was like, it was a table, like a regular table with a hole cut out. And he had the table with the tablecloth and it was set up with like stuff on the table and everything like that. And on the front of it, on the cloth, it had one night stands. So he was a one night stand. Like, I thought that was freaking hilarious and more creative than just, a douchebag and all this other stuff. So it's cool, man.
Well, was there any Harley Quinns there?
There was one Harley Quinn there. She wasn't that good though. Like, let's be honest, this was creative, but she didn't have the body type like in Alexa Bliss to pull it off.
Because I know a lot of people were talking about that was going to be like the hot female costume of the year this year.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure it was not on the chick that was dressed up as her though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, let's face it, can't nobody do it like Alexa Bliss.
That's very freaking true. Okay, man. I just wanted to see what you're doing for Halloween. This is the Halloween Hangover show. And I will be going out to that same bar tonight. But it is what it is. Okay, man. Let's get into Raw. Raw emanated from God knows where. Where did Raw come from? Oh, yeah. Connecticut or something?
Yeah, Hartford, wasn't it?
Yeah. We got JeriKO on the show. JeriKO is still popular. At this point, man, JeriKO could spew lines from like 97 when he was doing the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla and never again. Like, I just went back and thought about all the stuff that JeriKO did. The list has to be up at the top.
Yeah.
It is kind of slowly losing its steam, but the list is great.
Yeah. Do you like this JeriKO better, or do you like it like the 2008 where he was like all serious and didn't joke around?
I like the jokester Chris JeriKO because you can still be a heel but add the comedy part to it.
Yeah. A lot of people are high on that 2008 Chris JeriKO, where I was never really that big of a fan of that version of him.
The 2008 was like he came back to save us or something.
Right, that was the one where he had the feud with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Like, I was a fan of that, but only because at that point, I think it elevated Chris JeriKO, not from a entertainment factor, but like he had to solidify who he was.
Right, and also it showed a different side of him because that was the only time he's ever really been serious his whole career.
Yeah. Okay, dude, that's all I got for JeriKO. That's it.
So they were in the segment with when Roman Reigns came out, right?
Yeah, with Rusev with Roman and Mick Foley.
Yeah, okay. One thing, Roman Reigns, I love when Mick Foley turned that title belt around because the way he carries that thing pisses me off. The way he just drags it behind him like it's nothing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else does that, which is kind of it's almost disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, if that's not a heel move, I don't know what is.
Yeah, so when they turned it around, and yeah, that was a very good move. That's just
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that part of Mick Foley, and then we get the part. So last week we got Mick Foley screaming, and it kind of made sense. This week he starts screaming. I'm like, why is he screaming? Can he not talk normal? It made no sense for him to be screaming this week.
Yeah, there were parts of this promo where it felt out of place.
Yeah.
You had Roman joking around, which I don't know. They're trying to make him funny, trying to make him appealing, but he still sucks.
Yeah.
And then you had Mick just not really delivering a strong promo as needed.
No.
Feeling a little lost in it, but
yeah.
you know.
I mean, he thinks he's trying to go back to like his ECW promos, which sometimes that's good, but this was just completely out of the blue, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's going with this. Like you said, last week it made sense.
Exactly, because he was trying to get over the severeness of being in the cell and stuff.
Yeah. This week, what were you doing? Like, what what were you trying to get over other than the fact that you needed JeriKO? I mean,
yeah.
You know. But Mick does that though, man. Like he amps up and then he calms down, amps up and then he calms down. He does that. You know?
Yep.
All right, with that said, man, there's a few points that I want to point out on Raw. Obviously, I didn't see Sasha Banks on this.
She wasn't on there.
Okay. We did get the Queen. Her new challenger is Bayley. But before Bayley faces Charlotte, Charlotte had a challenge for her if she could get past Nia Jax, which she obviously didn't. What do you think is the future for Bayley and Nia Jax?
I guess we're going to do a Bayley Charlotte, so I guess maybe we'll do a Sasha and Nia Jax feud.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out if Nia turns into not a protege, but more backup for Charlotte.
Yeah,
and
like a bodyguard.
Yeah, like if Charlotte is commentating on Nia's matches now, and we see more of Nia Jax in less of a squash fashion, even though she destroyed Bayley, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'll hear Sasha Banks' music come out and her and Nia will go at it, which is something that we never got in NXT, correct?
Nope.
Woo-hoo. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to see.
Right. And obviously Sasha will be the final member of Team Raw's women's team.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get to the Team Raw and Team SmackDown options when we preview Survivor Series. Another thing I noticed on this, man, I remember almost a year ago. Wow, yeah, almost a year ago. Everybody was kind of down on Braun Strowman, but Vince McMahon was so high on him, right?
Right.
There were points where Braun Strowman could possibly have a match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Now they're slowly building him to be the monster that he is. And the build-up that they have him go through is he was in a battle royal, albeit a quickly put together battle royal. But I like this, man. Like, I like where you're trying to build him. Like, you're trying to make him a monster in any way possible. He went through one guy, two guys, three guys. He knocks off Sami Zayn. He wins the Battle Royal. So what are your thoughts on Braun Strowman and where he goes forward from here?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they're going to push him to the moon, and I would not be surprised in the future to see a Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman feud.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be nasty.
That's just, makes Vince all, that probably definitely give him a boner or something for them two to be against each other.
Is that a welcome to the show?
Well, not really.
Not really.
I consider the welcome to the shows when I'm talking about women.
I'm just checking. So right now we still have him and the Sami Zayn saga, but like you said, once he gets through Sami Zayn, he's going to face some serious competition, and Roman might be the person that knocks down the giant. Yeah,
because I imagine this Roman and Rusev feud has to be ending pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they keep going with this, but with Rusev coming down to face Goldberg, I didn't know if that was something that they were going to play off of or just have Roman not even communicate with Rusev for a week.
Yeah. Yeah, when Rusev come out there, I was actually wanting that match after, I never thought about it, but once his music hit, I was like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't really that time because it was pretty much a squash beatdown, but
And I don't think we'll see a lot of physical interaction with Goldberg before Survivor Series.
Right.
No warm-up match or anything like that.
No.
All right, okay. Hey, man, clue me in on the Hulu excuse. I saw a lot of Raw, which I don't know how I sat through most of it, but I didn't think the main event was all that good. I saw the cruiserweight segment. That was kind of cool. But other than that, what else happened?
The only thing I could think of is the New Day dressing up like the three faces of Charles Rice.
Yeah.
His Godfather, Papa Shango, and Kama Mustafa.
Yeah, that was hilarious, man. That was freaking hilarious. Oh, Trent, did you watch? Sorry, I have to admit, I have an admission. I must confess, Trent. I watched the kickoff show for Hell in a Cell.
Oh, finally. It only took us almost a year before you did.
And one of the things I saw was the New Day segment with Tom Phillips.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
A little over the top because they didn't let him talk, but hilarious.
Yeah, and he's good because he just takes it and smiles and laughs along with it.
Oh, yeah. He definitely plays it straight, which is good.
Yeah.
All right, so for the Hulu excuse, nothing really, nothing happened, really. Nothing big to...
Nothing.
All right, cool.
Did you like Byron Saxton's Halloween costume?
I liked Corey Graves more. Was the first thing I thought of for some reason, and I only know this because I watched the kickoff show. This is what you've done to me, Trent. Booker T references Shucky Ducky Quack Quack.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
No.
It's a comedian.
Okay.
Shucky Ducky is a comedian. That was his that was like one of his lines. Shucky Ducky Quack Quack, and then blah blah blah. So when Byron comes out in the onesie or like the jammies, that was the first thing I was like, why is he referencing Shucky Ducky Quack Quack? But I don't know. Why are they trying to make this guy into a moron?
I have no clue. I thought he was trying to pay tribute to Naomi and her onesie.
Nicely done, Trent. Nicely done. Yeah, like I said, I like Corey Graves more. I don't even think Michael had anything on.
He said he was dressed up as Vince, but that he wouldn't. He was just regular Michael Cole.
He said he was dressed up as Vince?
Yeah, he said, I'm dressed up like the chairman.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on then. Let's move on to what I thought was the best show of the week. Surprising. I mean, that's a real shocker that I would think that the BlueBrand SmackDown Live was the best show of the week.
Yeah, for real. I mean, they've only been killing it since every week on the draft. I mean, since the draft.
But Trent, let me ask you this, man. This week was very, very fast-paced. I think best part about the show are the women.
Right.
So let's talk about the women, man.
Oh, I had my dream tag match this week with Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch on the team against Alexa Bliss and Carmella.
As Snuggles makes her first appearance on the show. Yeah, man, I thought that was a very interesting matchup, but very quick match.
Yeah.
But all of the matches on the show were. Once again, man, we're seeing different aspects in each segment. The promo where they were fake interviewing each other with Carmella, and let's get into it, man.
I loved it. Another great promo segment by Alexa, and even Carmella held up her end too.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought Carmella was gonna fold, man, because she was next to 5 Feet of Fury, the dynamo of dominance in WWE's Harley Quinn version, Alexa Bliss. When she was next to her, I was thinking to myself, they're really going to let them talk without Nikki and Becky Lynch coming in and attacking them from behind. But they held up their own, man.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And they're them challenging or talking about the Raw women's team was pretty good too.
Yeah, definitely. Trent, I don't know if you noticed, but we had another sighting of the King of Hearts, Nathan Neidhart.
Yes, we did.
Making kittens references, and apparently she's going to be the coach for their SmackDown Women's Survivors Series team. Yeah,
I thought after she lost, we was done with her for this month, but it looks like she's still going to be around for a while.
Yeah, so I guess we're going to get like not necessarily a 6-on-5, but she'll be at ringside.
Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody on Raw's side they could put as a coach on that side too.
Okay. And then the other part about this was we get Naomi in a backstage segment, accepting to be on the team. And then she says it's about time people feel the glow, but she's not on the show.
Right.
I don't know. Just thought
I guess you meant in Survivor Series they're going to feel the glow.
Okay.
Raw's team is.
I got you. I got you. Now Trent, there was one thing that I noticed on the show outside of how fluorescent Naomi's outfit was. Bray and Randy are teamed up. They're, they are a faction. Randy, he pushes Kane into Sister Abigail. That he's posing with them. He's celebrating with them. But the one thing I love about SmackDown, man, is the backstage segments.
Yeah.
Did you see the twinkle in Randy's eye?
I did.
What the heck was that? First, he talks about Bray literally becoming a god, and then I kid you not, man, they put a twinkle in Randy's eye.
Yeah, it was like a little snake eyes, wasn't it?
I couldn't tell whether it was like a snake eye or like it was a star. Real quick, okay, so if you thought it was a snake or like a snake eye, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I
was just laughing because it was gold.
Yeah.
Like, it was the most ridiculous thing. But that's SmackDown, man. That's what they give you, extra content.
Yeah, and the one thing I got most out of this segment was Luke Harper, where he don't trust Orton. He's kind of wary about whether to trust him or not, and he thinks Bray kind of trusts him too much.
Yeah, it seems like
he didn't say anything, but you could tell by his facial expressions.
Yeah, it seems like Randy is the new pupil almost, right?
Yeah.
And that Harper's like, I'm not really too sure about it, but we keep seeing Randy, prove his allegiance. I'm not sure how far this will go, but we do think Randy will turn on Bray sooner or later, correct?
Right. Well, it obviously won't be for Survivor Series, so it'll probably be TLC when they have their last match.
Okay. Now, one thing that I'm strongly paying attention to is, does Randy start dressing like he lives at the Bray Wyatt compound?
He might. I don't know.
Like, I don't think he's going to grow a beard, but do you think he may cut up his jacket? Or I don't know.
He might put a janitor outfit on like Daniel Bryan did that time.
Nicely done, my friend. Speaking of Daniel Bryan, man, we get another beautifully done segment with him and The Miz.
Yeah. The biggest problem I had with this was Daniel Bryan's promo was so much like a heel, where I even felt sorry for The Miz.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. It came from an authority position, though, which is the only way I gave it a pass. Like, I thought he was going to build a match between Dolph Ziggler and Miz, but to just totally overshadow The Miz, yeah, that came off kind of prickish. Yeah,
I mean, talking about, he don't want to fight and stuff. He just had 2 great matches in a row on pay-per-view with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But still, when given the opportunity to fight last week, he turned it down, right?
Right.
And that's what you got to go off of. It was still shocking, though, man, that at Survivor Series, The Miz is not on the card. After being on the card and predominantly shown on SmackDown for almost 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah.
And as of right now, you're not on the card.
Yeah, I have to imagine they'll figure out something to get him and Ziggler on the card. Maybe even another match between them or something, which I don't know why they would. But
isn't Ziggler supposed to have like an open invitation to challenge someone?
I'm not sure. I know he said something about it, but I don't know if it was actually official for Survivor Series.
Okay, the only thing I could think of when Daniel Bryan he came down on Miz, man, was that Miz interferes at the match at Survivor Series in the men's Survivor Series match to make SmackDown lose. And, he blames it all on Daniel Bryan and all this other stuff.
Right. And I didn't even know. I mean, they had laid off the Daniel Bryan Miz stuff for a couple of weeks. I thought that was finished with.
Yeah, so when they brought it back, I was like, okay, this is the good stuff. Honestly, man, it's the juicy stuff, Obviously they don't like each other, or it's scripted that they don't like each other, but they can't have any interaction with each other, physical.
Yeah.
So anything that you get from that works. We'll see what it leads up to, though,
Yep.
Okay. One other thing that I had on the show was James Ellsworth.
Yeah.
Now, I've asked you this every week now. I'm going to ask you again. Have you picked up your James Ellsworth t-shirt from WWE.com?
No, but Daddy seen it on SmackDown. He's like, that ain't the real shirt they're selling. They just got that one made. I said, no, they're actually selling them on WWE Shop.
Yeah, that's... This dude is getting money, man.
Yeah.
The only thing that you can mention on the show is this dude is on the show, still on the show.
Yeah, and everywhere on it. I mean, he was in like 3 or 4 different segments.
I mean, my gosh, man. Well, what's next? Like, what are they doing next week with him? So he I guess he made sure that Ambrose won the match. So next week, Ambrose, like, they'll be best friends, I guess.
I have no clue.
Like, this is ridiculous, man. Sooner or later, he needs to get powerbomb through a table or dumped in a trash can and sent down to OVW, or I don't know, man. At some point, he has to make his exit, right?
I would think so. I mean, I would imagine they're probably going to have him interfere in the SmackDown match, in the match that Survivor Series, it cost Ambrose to be eliminated.
Okay. I can feel you on that because AJ and Ambrose are on the SmackDown team, so that does make sense. I'm just trying to figure out how long they keep this guy on TV.
Right. Well, I didn't watch it, but I've seen where on Talking Smack they announced that at TLC it's going to be a TLC match between Dean and AJ.
Oh, nice, nicely done. Yeah, nicely done.
So we might even see him around until then.
Holy TLC is in December,
right?
Man, James Ellsworth, man, make the most of it, man. This is a great 15 minutes of fame for you, man.
Yep.
Seriously.
And then after you're done, you'll go back into obscurity and never be heard from again, just like Colin Delaney.
Yeah. Who was the one-legged guy that they signed?
Zach Gowan.
Yeah. And he still does shows, right?
Yeah, he was actually on, that show Ninja Warrior?
Get out of here.
He was on there.
The NBC show?
Yeah.
How? Like, I'm not being rude, man, but how?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he finished the course. I mean, I think he fell in the water, but
wow.
Pretty cool.
Zach Gowan, man. I just remember him doing the backflips and him coming out with 2 legs, and then by the end of the match, he only had 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, dude. Since we're talking about Survivor Series, let's get into these 5-way matches.
All right.
For the men's 5-way match, do you know who's on the Raw team?
We have Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Chris JeriKO, Braun Strowman, and Seth Rollins, I think it's going to be.
Okay, now for the SmackDown team, who's on SmackDown?
AJ, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Baron Corbin. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Baron Corbin looks like a 45-year-old man that goes to the same biker bar every week because his mom owns it just to order milk. Had to get that out. Why is Baron Corbin on the team?
I have no clue.
Makes absolutely no sense.
The only reason I can think is he's the best match for Braun.
So they're going with at least having 1 giant? I mean, he's not even he did win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, so I guess that does technically make him a giant.
Well, I mean, if you compare him to the other people on SmackDown, other than Kane, he is the biggest guy.
Oh, yeah, very true. Very true. I'm just thinking of the fact that, at least with Braun Strowman, man, you have him coming out every single week in a highlighted segment to see if he's going to squash somebody, just to see what he's going to do different. But he's playing off the fact that he is a giant. Baron Corbin is rarely on SmackDown, and when he's on there, he's in boring matches that really mean nothing, man.
Yeah, and this is another pay-per-view where sadly we see no Apollo Crews.
Yeah, after he was the spelling champion of North Dakota, we didn't really see him. Face the Facts, who really comes down with a gymnastic baton. I don't know why he, went up against Dolph Ziggler. So that segment, yeah, that was terrible.
I mean, why do you hype somebody up for weeks and weeks and then have them lose like that?
Well, like we said before, we didn't think he was going to be anything big either, but he at least had a segment where you wanted to tune in to see what Face the Facts was going to do. That's why I thought it was a good thing for Apollo Crews, because he would at least have 1 segment where people were tuning in to watch. Face the Facts would probably gotten destroyed, but that was something that was highlighted every week, and now that's no more.
Yeah, and that Face the Facts sounds like one of their like little talk shows, like Miss TV or something.
Yeah. Maybe he could have a segment, man. That's the only thing that's over. Other than the fact that he has a baton, I don't know why. It looks like it has glitter on it. I don't know why. But Yeah, Face the Facts. That's the only thing that you remember. I don't even think people know his name. They just know Face the Facts.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the women's five-way. Who's on the women's teams?
All right, so for Raw, we have Charlotte, Bailey, Nia Jax, I'm guessing Dana Brooke, and I'm guessing Sasha. They haven't been confirmed, but I would guess that would be the five.
Yeah, it's not. I don't even think it's really five women on the team. Has Emma come back yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It would be great to put her in there.
And then for SmackDown is confirmed, right?
Yeah, we have Becky, Nikki Bella, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, and Naomi.
Okay, all right. That's going to be an interesting match, man. These things are either going to be spot fest or we're actually going to have dissension on either side, but I think it'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Now, the tag five-way.
Yeah, SmackDown has Rhino and Slater, the Hype Bros, the Usos, American Alpha, and one more team, which we don't know yet.
Okay. And on Raw, who do we got?
New Day. And I'm guessing Gallows and Anderson, Enzo and Cass. Who else can you think of?
Shining Stars?
Yeah, and Golden Truth? Ooh, God, that's a terrible team.
It is. But that's where we're at, man. I mean, the SmackDown teams, they weren't that hard to figure out, but Raw?
Well, I don't even know who this fifth team for SmackDown's going to be.
Wait. You got American Alpha, the Usos, the Hype Bros, Beauty and the Man Beast. That's five. I mean, that's four. Right. And,
the Vaudevillains?
No. Double dipping is a sin. No, we're not. Oh, wow. I forgot they were even on SmackDown.
I mean, that's the only other two tag teams on SmackDown. Because the Ascension got beat in a qualifying, and the Spirit Squad got beat in a qualifier.
And the Headbangers got beat in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we're going with Breezango. I don't know who they would face, though.
They would have to face the Vaudevillains. That's the only other tag team.
Okay. And that'll probably be on Superstars. I don't know why. But...
Yeah.
Okay. And then for Raw, what are we getting?
I'm guessing New Day, Anderson and Gallows, Enzo and Cass. Oh, Cesaro and Sheamus.
That's four.
And either the Shining Stars or Golden Truth.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I can imagine like that being like one of those things where as soon as they get in the ring, they get eliminated.
Yeah. I mean, what you're trying to see in the tag matches, I don't think you'll see a lot of dissension, but you would kind of get those unique matchups between the New Day and American Alpha, the Usos and Enzo and Cass, maybe, and maybe the Hype Bros do something cool. But it's 10 people in a match, man. That's gonna be some entertaining matchups.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'll be like the 87 and 88 Survivor Series.
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty cool though that they thought about bringing that back for the 30th anniversary.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, outside of the 30th anniversary or not, you have these dual pay-per-views. I mean, it's a good decision, man. I mean, you get everybody incorporated in. You definitely have talented guys and enough talent where you don't want to exclude people.
Right.
So
but here's the thing, though. So this is going to be pretty much like a 4-match card. Do you think that'll take up the whole 4 hours?
The fourth match is what, the title match?
Goldberg and Lesnar.
Right. So that's the 4. I think Ziggler's doing some kind of open challenge or whatever, because obviously Miz is going to have some kind of impact on the show. Ellsworth is going to have some kind of impact on the show.
What if somebody on Team SmackDown gets took out, like Baron Corbin gets took out, and they put James Ellsworth in there?
I wouldn't be shocked, man. I would not be shocked, my friend.
And the way WWE is, they'd have him be the sole survivor.
Yeah, at least fighting for, like at the very end, fighting for SmackDown, and then he loses or something like that.
Yeah,
we already took care of the debut or the return with having Goldberg there. I still think they go 5 matches. I still think they do something, but they're running out of people to actually, have in a match. So we'll see, man. I just don't think this is going to be a 2-hour show, but I don't think each one of those tag matches or those 5 ways are going to be like 30 minutes each.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've already said it's going to be a 4-hour show, so.
Holy smokes, man.
Yeah,
4 hours?
The big 5 pay-per-views are going to be 4 hours.
Obviously, you'll have a cruiserweight match, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, man. And
That
you
would have to be good.
have NXT the night before.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be incredible. I still don't think it should be 4 hours. And this is 4 hours for the show, and then maybe a half or 1 hour pre-show.
Probably, yeah.
Holy smokes, man.
Then you have NXT the night before.
Yeah.
Then Raw, then SmackDown, then NXT.
Wow.
Man, I love wrestling, but even I'm starting to get a little bit of an overkill.
Let me ask you this, though, man, because I was listening to another podcast where they were talking about WCW back in the day, right?
Right.
You had Raw and you had Nitro on Monday. You had Thunder on Thursday. Nobody really watched Thunder, maybe the last hour. And then I think back then you had SmackDown on Friday, or like it was sometimes on Thursday or
Thursday back then.
Yeah. And then you also had to a lesser extent 1 hour on Saturday. You also had the Sunday morning show for WWE and maybe the 7:00 Heat or something like that.
Right.
I don't think it's any different now. Yes, there are more hours per se.
Right.
But I don't think it's any different, man. There's so much more on television.
Yeah.
But it was the same type of system that they had back in the day. Dude, on Saturday and Sunday, I definitely watched TBS at 6:05. On Sunday, if I went to church, or I always went to church, but I would like try to at least get in a little bit of their Sunday recap show.
Yeah.
And then I would probably watch Heat, or at least tune in, you know?
Yeah. And see, but the problem with that is like a lot of back then of those Saturday and Sunday shows were mostly recap. Like you would have match with like the lower card guys, but now you have so much that's actually, you have to see it because it, especially with this show, you have to watch it because it's not just a recap. I mean, it's actually stuff happening. Very
true. Very, very, very true. The TBS on Saturday, since that was kind of a staple, that was more of a show. But once Nitro and Thunder kind of took off, they kind of lessened its dependency. But yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff to watch, man. That's why I'm glad I have Hulu. And so you don't necessarily have to watch it when it comes on, but it is a lot to watch, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, man. Like you mentioned, the other headlining act on the Survivor Series show is Goldberg and Brock.
Yeah.
Obviously, we saw Goldberg have his confrontation with Rusev, have a little issue picking him up early, but then he
kind of fell.
But he gave him the jackhammer and he speared Paul Heyman, which was kind of cool. One thing I want to point out is, can Goldberg get some Just for Men going? That's all I'm saying. Like every time I look at Goldberg, you want to think about the Destroyer, but with the gray hair, I just think you're old, man.
Yeah,
you're freaking old. What are your thoughts about this matchup, man?
I'm just hoping it's somewhat better than the one they had at WrestleMania 20. I mean, that's the only thing I'm hoping is, it's not nowhere near as bad as that.
Well, let me ask you this.
Brock now is more limited than he was back then because now all he does is suplexes.
And that's where I'm going, man. Okay. Before, this was kind of cute to talk about, right? It was a fun topic. It was water cooler fodder. Is Goldberg going to come back to face Brock Lesnar? If he did, man, it would be so awesome. Now the match is set. So now you got to focus on, okay, who wins, who loses. Besides that, we talked about, could this be the last match? Okay, cool. But now you got to focus on the actual match.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing Brock Lesnar does is suplex people. And Goldberg's 97.
Yeah.
Do you think Goldberg will take 6 German suplexes? Or do you think they'll have an entirely different type of match?
I'm really not even sure what it'll be.
Because I just remember when Ambrose was talking to Stone Cold. And he said for his match against Brock Lesnar, man, they could have did so much more. He had so many ideas that he wanted to do, but Brock was lazy. He was a lazy part-timer.
Yeah.
With how limited Brock is now and how old Goldberg essentially is, why couldn't they have an even worse match than they had before?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I'm hoping not, but you're right. It could be worse.
I mean...
And then in this match, you won't even have Stone Cold there to actually cheer for.
Right, man. I just don't think Goldberg is going to sign up for being suplexed all over the place. Not because he would be a jerk for turning it down, but you gotta put some kind of limits on who you're gonna suplex, man. I mean,
what they could work it is he gets suplexed, a couple of times, and he no sells it, and he does this like raw thing that he does, and just spears Brock and jackhammers him and pins him.
Dude, I could definitely see that because I don't think this match is going to be a 20-minute match.
No,
but I just don't think that Brock is going to suplex this guy 13 times. I could see something where Brock is trying to suplex him, and he can't. Goldberg keeps breaking out of it or putting him in submissions and stuff like that. And you only get maybe 2 suplexes. But dude, Brock suplexes people like 13 times in a row.
Yeah.
I just don't see a 75-year-old man taking those suplexes, dude.
Yeah. One spot that would be cool, but I don't know if Goldberg could do it, is Brock goes to Germany and he flip. Like when he goes back, he flips and lands on his feet and runs right at him with a spear.
Dude, the possibilities are endless. I do like that option because we have seen Brock do the avalanche suplex where where he flips him all the way over.
Yeah.
But whether Goldberg wins or loses, and he probably will win, we're getting closer and closer to the actual deadline for this match, man. And questions are circling now. How fast will the match go? Will Brock really get in what he gets in? Will Goldberg have anything other than the spear and the jackhammer? Because I don't really remember him doing anything else.
Right. Well, I think he done a couple of leg bars. He would tag their legs and stuff.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's see. Okay, the last thing on my list. Oh, no, I totally skipped stuff, man. Let's talk about NXT, man. And we have to talk about that big, juicy strawberry on Aries' face.
Yeah.
Now, Trent, I don't know if you've ever been kicked in the face, but I'm surprised Aries has an eye left.
Yeah, I know. That thing looks nasty.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad. And do you think they did an audible here with having these Dusty Classic matches on essentially a house show, right?
Right.
Instead of having them back at Full Sail once Aries was injured, they just had him at the house show and kind of did it up that way.
They could have done that, yeah.
Yeah,
When did he get injured?
He got injured at a real house show. He got injured at a real house show, and they only had the NXT show last week, right. Something like that. Like instantly, they hadn't done the tapings yet.
Right.
So instantly after he got injured, they were on tour.
Yeah.
And they had those matches. Because it wasn't on an NXT taping. It was, it was on a Sunday or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that sucks because I was looking forward to that match.
Yeah. And I mean, we got Roderick Strong versus Thorne, which obviously Thorne is going to be the superstar out of that team. But yeah, man, it kind of, let's go through it, man. Did it kill our predictions? Yes. So where are we with our picks?
I think we got 2 wrong in this round.
Oh, we had TJ and Coda, or at the time Hideo and Coda beating Sanity, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, once it was changed to TJ and Coda, Sanity, they pulled through. They look like the heels have eyes for some reason. That's what I think of every single time.
Yeah. Well, I have a hard time, keeping my eyes off Nikki Cross when they're out there.
Was the emphasis on hard?
No.
Just checking. Yeah, you said that she looks feral, right? Like she looks like a rabid pit bull.
Yeah, well, I actually said before you came up with the feral thing, I said she looked like she was on meth or something, the way she was moving around and scratching.
Yeah, nicely done, man. Nicely done. Okay. Yeah, so we got the Dancing Fools being destroyed by the Authors of Pain. We got Sanity advancing, and TM61 advances due to a singles match, right?
Yep.
So what's the current round that we're on? Second round, third round?
We also had DIY and Revival. Revival had the forfeit.
Which was awesome. I think it was Dawson or Dash? Dawson. He came out and gave a heck of a promo. Trent, I don't know if you've ever seen someone with the courage that man had after tearing his labrum, spraining his pectoral and splitting his meniscus in half, and destroying his ACL all at the same time. Yeah,
he's a brave soul. I mean, he's braver than Triple H is.
Yeah.
Triple H wasn't doing all that when he tore his quad.
Exactly. I thought it was kind of lame that they forfeited, but it was a good little promo and just, stuff to get heat on them.
Yeah, but man, all these matches I was wanting to see are getting ruined because of injury.
Dude, like, I forgot that DIY, hate that name, by the way, against the Revival was going to happen. I was like, oh, cool. Like, they're at a house show. But yeah, they're about to have this match.
The house show. That was actually at the Full Sail.
Nah, all this stuff was at the same spot.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think 2 of the matches were at Full Sail and 2 were at the house show.
Ah, that's what it was. I kept getting mixed up. Let's and we're gonna continue this topic. Who was the chick that was going through the review of this stuff?
Charli Caruso.
Okay, Charli Caruso. Charli Caruso. Who is she now? Is she just is she a wrestler, or who is she?
She's just one of the interviewers. Not to be confused with the girl that kind of looks like her, Andrea DeMarco. Which, not to be confused with the other girl that kind of somewhat looks like her, Dasha Fuentes.
Nicely done. So here's the thing, man. I was paying attention to her more than if they were changing locations.
Right.
She was a cutie, so that was cool. But yeah, so they kind of went back and forth between the house show and then the Full Sail show.
Right.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's totally fine. Okay, so run down where we are with the third round, I guess.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't have my computer, so I'm not sure of the brackets.
Oh, my bad. Dude, I thought you had regained control of your computer now. My bad.
Nah, I ain't even put it back on since I'm on my phone.
Okay.
I'll deal with it later. Man, that thing's getting on my nerves.
What does it do? Like, it just gets hot and then it won't come on?
Yeah, I mean, it gets hot and it shuts itself off, which I guess is a good thing because you don't want it to catch on fire, but darn, I'll be in the middle of something and it cuts itself off.
Do you have any indications when it's getting hot?
Well, yeah, I could feel it getting hot, but I mean, like, I hold it up to the fan to try to cool it off and it still don't work.
Wow. Okay. That sucks, man. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's why I asked, like, what are you doing on your computer before the show to get it?
No, it ain't what you think.
I'm just saying. I was like, what? This happens a lot, Trent. We still haven't had a welcome to the show, so I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate that in. No weave meter because nobody had it. Oh, dude.
Naomi was on the show.
Yeah, Naomi was on the show. But the even worse, there was another incident where we have to classify weave meter violations. Okay.
All right.
Not only does your weave have to fall within a 7.2 or less, your tracks should not be visibly shown. Yeah. So Carmella, Trent has more hair than Carmella. Let's just be honest about it. With that said, Carmella has this, I think it's a tick. I don't know what it is, but she has a nervous twitch where she always has to mess with her hair. Yeah. And when she does that, like when she, when she's maybe pulling it back above her ear, you can see the tracks where they sewed it, like where they added it on. Listen, whoever's doing your weave, baby girl, had them updated so you don't see that part. It was bad, man. Like it was really bad. And plus she was in that promo segment and she kept doing it. I'm like, dang, babes.
Yeah.
Now, also, Trent, I don't think I've ever seen Nikki Bella look as golden as I had on Tuesday night.
Well, she looks like golden every week.
I'm just saying, man, there were 2 things that I noticed on Nikki Bella that were highlighted.
Yeah.
And they were highlighted well, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm still a big fan of her assets.
Right.
But let's be honest, we say